Hello and welcome to the Cooking Husband podcast, where we talk all things food. I'm your host, Billy Doherty, the Cooking Husband, and this week we interview Ursula Fisher, who is a Foodstagrammer, and get an inside scoop at what the life of a foodie is like. You can follow her at Cream City Cuisine on Instagram. Give her a follow, and I hope you like the show. And we're live. All right, podcast listeners, this is Billy Doherty with the Cooking Husband podcast and episode number 1 with Ursula Fisher. Say hello.
Hello.
Ursula is a friend. She works with my wife, actually, as a nurse, and she is a foodie, I think. Would you be considered a foodie?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. So why don't we start by just learning a little bit about you, a little bit about your background.
Yeah, totally.
Just where'd you grow up?
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of get into what led you to today.
Okay. So I grew up in a very small town. It's actually a village called Mishikat, Wisconsin. It's about 20 miles south of Green Bay, Wisconsin. I lived there until I was 21 years old. And then I moved to Milwaukee to go to nursing school, actually. And I completed my Bachelor of Science of Nursing degree here in Milwaukee.
What school?
The Columbia College of Nursing. It's a private college in Glendale, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, and I lived on the east side. And then I moved downtown my senior year of nursing school. And then my senior year of nursing school, I actually got a job where I currently work at Columbia St. Mary's in labor and delivery. I ended up loving it, and they just hired me on after I graduated, and I've been there for 5 years this upcoming January.
5 years.
So yeah, that's kind of my working background and what brought me to Milwaukee. What kept me in Milwaukee is the people and the food, obviously. And coming from a really small town, it was just like this land of opportunity in like friends and food and work and just a bunch of different things that I never had at my fingertips growing up in a really small village.
What's the name of the village again?
Mishikat.
And what's the population, if you had to guess?
It's 1,422 people.
Oh, yeah, that's small.
There's not even a stoplight.
That's very similar to Janine, is from a village of 500.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with that kind of feel to a town.
Yeah. So, but it's only about an hour and 45 minutes from Milwaukee, so it's an easy day trip. But yeah, so Cream City Cuisine is my Foodstagram. I'm very proud of it.
And we have that pulled up here, so we might pull up some pictures. But if you guys get a chance, check it out on Instagram.
Yes.
It's awesome. She has beautiful pictures on here of amazing looking food. Every shot looks like amazing food all over the Milwaukee area.
Yeah.
Speaking of Milwaukee area, how far do you think is the farthest restaurant you have on here? Actually, you have some traveling ones from Texas and stuff.
I do. So in my bio, it says it's a Milwaukee-based Instagram, but it also says and the rest of the world. So when I travel somewhere, if it's a really cool piece, I'll actually post about it. But a lot of my travels are just in my saved in my highlights.
Okay. And also a side note, we are drinking wine right now. Ursula's favorite wine, she said it's her jam right now, is Malbec. And so we are drinking, it's still kind of opening up, but it is the J. Opie, I think it's called. It's written in handwriting. 2018 Malbec from Mendoza, Argentina. Pretty good.
Very good. Malbec is great wine this time of year.
Yeah?
Yes.
As opposed to what
As
would not be a
opposed
good wine this type of year?
to like a rosé that just feels good drinking it in the summertime.
Yeah. Okay.
It just feels right. It's
Uh-huh.
just something that hits different about rosé in summertime.
Are you a big rosé in the
I
summertime?
do like rose. Yeah, I do like rosé. Yeah.
We, growing up, not growing up, but until Janine and I went to Italy,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ever think rosé was any good. I just thought it was like, I thought it was like a strawberry flavored wine or something.
Okay. Yeah.
But we had one over there that it was very good. It was almost just a halfway in between a red and a white.
Yeah.
Where they said that they leave like the skins in for a little bit of the time, so it gets a little bit of that tint. And I thought it was really good. Now, we don't drink much white wine at all, even in the summer.
Okay.
We're just like huge red wine people.
Yeah.
But
gotta respect that.
We need to venture a little more into the white wine. Okay, so big rosé drinker in the summer. Do you is wine your favorite alcoholic beverage? Or you like beer or anything else?
It honestly really depends. Just the mood. I don't discriminate really. I like signature cocktails. My new thing is gin. I love gin.
Oh.
I love a good Tito's cocktail in the summer. I love white wine, red wine, and rosé, of course. And I do love beer.
Yeah.
Of course, living in Milwaukee. Yeah.
What's your favorite? First of all, what's your favorite gin drink? I know people get really creative with gin now.
So I'm just like really starting to explore gin. So I don't have an actual like favorite cocktail, but if I see it on a menu, it just sparks my interest. And every cocktail that I've gotten with gin has been really good.
I like gin.
So yeah.
Did you know gin? I heard this once. If you drink gin, especially gin with tonic, it keeps mosquitoes away.
Really?
That's what they say.
I'm gonna bring that back to Michigan.
So anytime you need a drink,
yeah,
or someone gives you grief for drinking gin, that's what you say.
Wow.
And then beer. What's your favorite kind of beer?
Well, my favorite beer is, you can actually find it in Milwaukee, by the Lowlands Brewery. So at like Cafe Benelux, Cafe Hollander, Central and Bayview, and it's the High Speed Wit beer. It's usually the beer you get served with your Bloody Mary.
Oh yeah,
but
when they give you that little mini one.
Yes. So
there it is.
Yes, back when I moved to Milwaukee, I ordered a Bloody Mary, and that beer was served with it, and I just fell in love. And you can actually only buy it in growlers at those restaurants.
Really?
It's not sold in stores anywhere. So it's actually brewed in Belgium.
You can only buy it at what restaurants?
Cafe Hollander, Cafe Benelux, like any
Bavaria.
restaurant that's part of the Lowlands group. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's their beer. Okay.
Right.
And is that a wheat beer? I'm guessing that's what wit
means.
It's
a Belgium wit.
Okay. If it tastes like a wheat beer, then I'm not going to like it. Unfortunately.
Really?
I like all beers except for wheat beers and ambers.
Okay.
They taste sweet to me, and I like IPA. Okay.
Yeah. So this is, I can see where you would think that it's a little sweeter.
But I'll try it. I've never had that one.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think so.
You should, put it on your list.
Cool. Okay. So we got a little of your background. So how did you, first of all, when did you start the Cream City cuisine, and where did you get the idea, or like why did you start it?
Well, I started it, I'm going to say 2 years ago now, in the winter time, probably winter of 2017. And I started it just because my friends and I were going to all these cool restaurants in Milwaukee, and I really started to get a different appreciation for food. My parents always raised my brother and I not be picky eaters, and we went out to eat a lot. We went to a lot of supper clubs.
Very Wisconsin.
Very Wisconsin. And I think that just really opened my eyes to not being a picky eater. And like, I grew up eating seafood, and some of my friends that I met in Milwaukee had never tried seafood, and I felt good, like, knowing different things about food. But also, moving to Milwaukee, I had never tried Indian food before moving to Milwaukee. I'd never tried like certain Chinese food, and those are some of my favorite foods now. So after living in Milwaukee for probably 4 or 5 years at that time, my friends and I were going to these cool restaurants, and I would always be taking pictures, and my friends were like, you should just start, an Instagram just for food, just for food pictures. because food is really beautiful if you
Mhm.
really look at it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, people in like our parents' generation, like baby boomers, get
Mhm.
annoyed with us millennials always taking pictures of our
Oh,
food.
absolutely.
But food is beautiful.
It is.
Depending on who you are. Like, I love food and I love taking pictures of it too.
Yeah.
Really quick, what if you were to describe to someone like me who's not from Wisconsin,
Okay.
what is a supper club and what is the difference between that and just a restaurant? I'm still a little bit confused by this.
So a supper club. When I think of supper club, I think of like 10-year-old me going out to eat with my parents. So you walk in, it's, there's a crowded bar, there's a full service bar, and there's usually some sort of appetizer table for everybody that's waiting to get a seat. So like just like cheese spread, crackers, things like that, and then you're seated, and it's usually just I don't want to say like Midwestern food, but a lot of like the same style menus at the supper club. And I feel like it's just a very hometown feeling. It's usually a family that owns them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was going to supper clubs with my parents, and the bartenders knowing us knowing more than half of the bar,
Especially in that
people
town.
sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
Usually supper clubs do not have rotating menus. Like, they'll have specials, but a lot of restaurants in Milwaukee, you'll notice, have rotating menus with what's in season.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you really find that at a supper club.
Is it like a whole evening type of experience, or is it you just go there and eat and then leave?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, which is also different from I think restaurants in Milwaukee are non-supper clubs, because of this. And definitely no small plates. Small plates are not a thing in northern Wisconsin.
Only big plates.
Yeah.
And
it's very much like large protein, potato, vegetable,
yeah,
that kind of thing.
And this is another thing that people in other parts of the country I don't think realize. Wisconsin food, when you say Wisconsin food, are you talking German, Polish, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, just like a meat and potato, like a hearty meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a piece of fish, or.
Okay. All right. So back to you were growing up, and then so you were taking pictures of all your food.
Yes.
Your friend said start a foodie Instagram.
Right.
Were you from a young age? Were you like more than the typical person, like fascinated with food or loved food?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My dad, excuse me, we grew up on special occasions. We would always go out to eat, get a very expensive piece of fish or lobster tail, and like from probably I was 8 years old on, like, eating lobster on my birthday.
Nice.
So so I think I was just destined to like finer foods and just appreciate food. And yeah.
That's funny because I feel like the reason I'm so into food now is because the opposite. When I was growing up, we never really went out to eat much at all. It was like a very special occasion. And when my parents cooked at home, it was pretty standard American, like just like chicken and potatoes or whatever.
Yes.
And my dad was a picky eater. My mom, I couldn't say like neither here nor there whether she was a picky eater, but didn't grow up eating like a lot of like exotic foods or anything.
And
but then
I
when
really
started
didn't either. Yeah.
kind of traveling in like my adult years, that's when my world really opened up to like all these different types of food. And I would go and like eat some Indian dish or eat some like strange thing in another country, like when we were traveling, and my family would be like, "What are you eating now? That's crazy."
Right. Yeah. Same thing, kind of. Like, I remember being on vacation in the Dominican Republic once, and we stayed in an all-inclusive resort, and I went with friends, and I was trying everything on the buffet, and they're like, "What is that?" Well, I don't know, but I want to try it. And
What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten? That you were like, I can't even believe I'm eating this right now.
That's a really good question.
Have you done much traveling
I'm
abroad?
stumped with that. I've traveled to different countries, mostly in Central America and the Caribbean. I have not been to Europe.
Okay.
Um,
You would love it.
I know I would.
With all the food
I
there.
will get there. I will get there.
Italy,
but
go to Italy for sure.
Yeah.
Spain, France, man. But what was I gonna say? The weirdest food that I've ever eaten. Janine may have told you this at work one time. In Sardinia, apparently it is like a traditional dish. Both of these, seagull and sea anemone.
Oh,
Not
wow.
sea urchin. People eat sea urchins.
Yeah.
But sea anemone.
Yeah.
And it was really gross. Both of them were gross.
Wow.
But we tried them because we're like, this is the
yeah,
only chance
absolutely. You
we'll
have
ever
to try it. Yeah, you have to try it.
So it was cool to have. It was at this like little restaurant at our B&B, like off the beaten path in Sardinia. Sardinia is like was an awesome trip because it's like very tropical, but like not populated, so it's super laid back.
Yeah.
So like it just felt
best.
like we were like lost like in the foothills of Sardinia eating these like local foods.
That's awesome.
Okay, so so now you have this Instagram. It looks awesome.
Thank you.
I'm jealous because I kind of want to have something like this. But so you were featured, not featured, but you were tagged. What was it with Dear MKE?
Yeah, so they reposted one of my, well, now two of my photos, but one of my most popular photos on my Foodstagram is actually a photo that I took not at a restaurant, believe it or not. It's on the rooftop of one of my friend's apartments in the 3rd ward. And it's 2 glasses of rosé, and you can see the skyline through the rosé.
Oh.
I mean, you can see the skyline through.
Is that it?
No.
Oh.
Scroll up. And Dear MKE reposted it, and it just got right there. Just got so much love.
Cool. Oh my gosh, yeah, because you can.
Yeah.
There's like the skyline in the background, but then when you look at the rosé, there's a reflection upside down skyline.
Yeah.
It looks like very professional picture.
Well.
iPhone?
Just an iPhone.
That's awesome. Did you know when you were taking it that you could see that reflection?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. So, and that was a
so
fun evening.
They reposted that, and then you got a lot of traction.
Yes.
And a bunch of more followers.
Yes, I did. And it's crazy. It's just crazy to me, like, what one repost by a super popular Instagram feed. Obviously, Dear MKE is really respected throughout the city, and they'll repost just super cool photos of Milwaukee that different people take.
And it's not just food, it's anything.
No, it's honestly typically not food.
Oh.
So it's, like different aerial views, skyline views. It's really cool. You should check it out. But they also just reposted one of my photos at Collectivo that I took this summer.
Great. So, okay, so we know your favorite wines. Here's a question I've been meaning to ask. What restaurant of all the ones you've been to in Milwaukee is your favorite restaurant?
I knew this was coming, and I honestly don't know how to prepare for this.
Let's just say, so people's cravings change all the time.
Right.
So like, let's just say today, if you had to pick right now one restaurant of all the Milwaukee restaurants that you're in the mood for, what would it be?
I would probably go to Good Kind, and I would get the spicy crab pasta. I had it a couple weeks ago, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since.
Where's Good Kind?
Good Kind is in Bayview.
Okay, I've
and
heard
Good
of it.
Kind is a Good Kind is a restaurant that I'll tell people that are coming to Milwaukee and like ask me for a recommendation.
Really?
Absolutely check it out.
And what was the dish?
Amazing quality food. It's a spicy crab pasta. So you have like spicy red sauce with pasta. You can tell they're homemade noodles, and then this like jumbo lump crab on this like fresh lump crab on top.
Oh my gosh.
You stir it together. Yeah, it's amazing.
So Italian, I asked this question to you before, but what's your favorite Italian restaurant? I asked this because for my listeners who don't yet know, Janine and I, my wife and I, spent the first year of our marriage in Italy because she was in the Navy. And so we got really into Italian food,
Yeah.
and espresso and wine and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And we ate really good because we were in Sicily, which is really low cost of living. And basically you can go out to eat and spend like you would at a fast food restaurant in the States, but you're eating at like the best Italian restaurant you've ever.
That's amazing.
So anyway, Italian, we've been testing all the Italian restaurants in the area. So what one stands out to you?
I would say, well, when I think of Italian, I think of Neapolitan pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say in the city, San Giorgio does it for me.
We went
in
there.
Milwaukee.
It's so good.
It is amazing.
It's like, it has the Neapolitan, what's it called?
The wood fire.
Yeah, like it's an official Neapolitan pizza.
Yes, and it's certified. Yep. So that's really good. I've been to Il Mito, which you guys have recommended to me. I loved that.
What'd you get when you went there?
What did I get? I can't remember.
Their bolognese is like their signature thing.
Okay.
There's different dishes made with it, but like their bolognese lasagna is so good that like every time we go there, we
you have to
debate.
get it.
Well, we debate like, should we both get that,
or
should one of us get something else different?
And then you can share. Yeah.
Janine always gets it because I'm more apt to like try new things, but she wants to go with the tried and true.
The tried and true.
But we'll usually get two different things and split it.
Good to know.
And then I think the best pizza in the city is San Giorgio's.
San Giorgio, yes. And then I do also have to show some love for Transfer Pizza in Bayview. But there's something about the Neapolitan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to Transfer Pizza. Janine's cousin told me to go there when I first came to visit.
Okay.
And it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was very American pizza.
For sure.
Okay. And what shoot, I'll just edit this out.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, coffee. So your favorite coffee place in Milwaukee?
My favorite coffee place, I would say Kickapoo. I love Kickapoo. I love the atmosphere there.
And where's that?
That's in the 3rd Ward.
Okay. I know the name, but I don't think we've been there
It's
before.
right by Myad. Right by the art school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah.
That's really right by the public market, right?
Yeah, it's close.
Oh, okay.
It's close. It's a little further south, like a couple blocks south of the public market.
Pizza again. Have you eaten at Italy?
No, I have not. But I've heard wonderful things.
Oh, and then you told us about this place in Sheboygan. What's it called again?
Il Ritrovo.
That's just as good as San Giorgio's.
I think Il Ritrovo is a little better.
Really?
But if I'm talking Milwaukee, I will say San Giorgio, but Il Ritrovo is probably my favorite restaurant of all time.
Really?
Of all time, yes.
We'd have to go there again because there was a lot of time in between San Giorgio and Il Ritrovo.
Okay. But Il Ritrovo is in Sheboygan for those listening. It's I would say a pretty popular Italian pizza place there. They have an Italian market attached, like right in the bar. And they fly their mozzarella in from Italy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it's just a really cool feel. The best pizza you'll ever have.
So you've had buffalo mozzarella, right?
That's what it is. That's what they fly in.
Oh, for those of you who don't know what buffalo mozzarella is, it's expensive. Like if you buy it at the grocery store, it'll be 3 times the price as regular mozzarella. But just do it once. It'll be like $10 for like 1 ball. But it's so good. It's literally made from buffalo milk in like this certain part of Italy. And it's the creamiest, best cheese ever.
Yeah. So they have the pizzas outlined that have that mozzarella on it. And yeah, it's flown in from Italy. So that's really neat to me.
That is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went there and they had a cheese cave.
Mm-hmm.
So you go over, you walk next door to the little mart, and then you look down, and there's like a glass floor you could see down there, and they keep all their cheese down there. I'm guessing all from Italy.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. You guys got to check it out.
We used to go where Janine worked. She worked on the naval base in Sicily.
Mm-hmm.
I would go and pick her up from work, and then on our way home, right next to the base, there was a dairy farm that sold fresh mozzarella and ricotta.
Oh,
and
I love that.
It was just like right from the farm. The cows were right there. And that was really cool. That's actually kind of sounds like Wisconsin.
Right.
A lot of dairy farms.
Right.
So switching gears a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
what is a foodie?
A
Define
foodie.
Foodie.
To me.
Are you one?
I am absolutely one by my definition. A foodie to me is somebody that obviously enjoys food, but enjoys, where the food comes from, like the actual quality of the food, and not enjoys, but just like really appreciates it.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to try new things. To me, like going out to eat is like obviously it's very sociable, but it's special to try new things with people that you enjoy spending time with. And I like eating personally at small plates restaurants where you're just kind of picking off of each other's plates. You guys are trying new things together, and you could be sitting there for 2-3 hours just ordering more plates because you're more hungry, or this looks good to you, or somebody recommended this. And I really enjoy that aspect, and that's what I think a foodie is. I think a foodie appreciates obviously the taste of food, but everything else that goes along with it.
Where is a good by the way, Janine and you and I, the three of us, should go out to eat more, because that's how we do it.
Yeah,
we always share everything, and like we love to like pick at like all the different dishes.
Yep.
Some people don't like that.
Some people do not like that.
Very possessive.
Right. And yeah, I agree. One time I went out to eat with someone. They're like, "Well, if you wanted that, why didn't you order it?" Well, I want that,
I wanted, like, 10
and
things.
my yeah, but
Because everything on the menu looked good.
right.
So where's a good place in Milwaukee to do like the grazing and small plates?
Odd Duck for sure.
Oh yeah, we've been there.
Odd Duck is wonderful. Good Kind again. Balzac, if you wanted to stay more in Milwaukee, that's a great restaurant.
Where's that?
That's my tried and true. It's on the corner of Arlington and Brady. It's a very cool wine bar.
Okay.
They have a really nice patio in the summer. They have a rotating menu that changes with the seasons. Everything I've ever gotten there has been out of this world.
I like the seasonal thing.
I do too.
I was just talking to so we were back in Janine's hometown, in the like right smack dab in the center of Illinois, little village of Mark, and it's all farmers there, except for her dad. He's the banker. But we were just talking to a friend of theirs that is like an organic farmer. He just switched over, which is a 3-year process to switch over to organic, because you need the soil to be free of like all of that stuff for 3 years to be able to like have that certification. And he was telling me all about it, and we were talking about like seasonal crops, because like what we do like for the majority of our like farmland in America is like one crop all year round, like corn or soybeans or something. And the way that it used to be was you had 4 different seasons, you plant one crop, and then that like actually like feeds the soil for the next one. Right. And then like
it's not depleted of everything,
and then it all works like perfectly together. So I like that whole thing. And when you do it that way, the crops that you do yield have like more nutrients. They're more nutritious.
Absolutely.
They're more vitamins and stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I love all that stuff.
So do I. I love learning about that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to you look like you were going to take a bite of
no.
But you didn't want to chew in the mic.
It's a crunchy piece, but I am going to get more wine.
Go ahead. So all right, so here's a kind of a fun one. Here's one that I really like. If you had to eat one dish for the rest of your life for every meal, what would it be?
That's easy.
Really?
It would be the lobster roll at St. Paul Fish Company.
Really?
Absolutely.
Do you
Absolutely.
know we had his daughter is friends with Janine? We had her over recently.
Oh,
We
no
drank
way.
wine. Yeah. Yeah, they're a really good family. So the lobster
Interesting.
roll there.
The lobster roll there. It's everything about it is 5 stars. The actual roll that it comes on. The lobster, the serving size is huge, and it's only $14 or $15.99.
Really?
Yes, it's the best lobster roll I've ever had. Everywhere I go, I get a lobster roll because that's one of my favorite foods. But there's always like, oh, the lobster's super good, but the roll isn't that great. But St. Paul Fish Company hits it,
nails
it with everything every single time. And there's something about eating the lobster roll outside at the tiki bar.
Oh yeah,
with a cool drink. Yeah,
So what is it? I still don't quite know what a lobster roll is because I've never had one. It's
really
just lobster in a bun.
So they are served. I definitely have a post about it somewhere.
These Bloody Marys look awesome.
That's at the St. Paul.
That's St. Paul's,
That's
right?
at St. Paul.
They have a big crab claw coming out of the top of them. Milwaukee's known for their Bloody Marys.
Yes. So the lobster roll, typically in the Midwest, you're gonna get it served cold, where on the East Coast they have hot butter lobster rolls. So here,
sounds better.
No. They're very different. But the lobster roll at St. Paul Fish Company is like this jumbo lump lobster, and it's with like chives and celery, I'm sure, with a mayo spread, and it's put in between this like super doughy sweet roll. And it's so good. So good. You have to try one.
Yeah, I've never had one. I need to try one.
Yeah.
I like crab over lobster, so I'm
really
more apt to like order a crab cake.
Okay.
Here's a question I had. I'm scrolling through her Instagram here, so this is where I'm like looking at a lot of her pictures. Ice bar. This is in Milwaukee?
Yes. Have you been?
No. Where is this? This is going to happen this winter, right?
Excuse me.
She's got it's an ice bar. Usually you think of an ice bar that's like vodka because it's like a Russian thing, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a vodka company, but they have beer in these giant ice mugs.
On an ice bar.
Awesome.
On a bar made out of ice.
It says the beer is always a little colder in Milwaukee, especially this weekend.
So the ice bars, they've been going on, to my knowledge, the past 2 years in the 3rd Ward, and it's right on the corner. It's like the trifecta when you have Cafe Benelux, St. Paul Fish Company, and then Wicked Hop. Mm-hmm. Each one of those restaurants has their own ice bar, so it's a bar made out of ice. You can buy these big mugs that are literally just ice, and it's a super fun festival. I know last year it was postponed because it was so cold outside.
Oh, really?
So they postponed it.
Is that
but
during
yeah,
the polar vortex.
Right.
Oh my gosh, -30 or something.
Which I actually dodged because I was in Guatemala. So
did we. We were
beautiful.
in California.
Yeah,
Guatemala's cooler, but we got stuck there actually.
Oh,
yeah. They were
yes,
like, we're
I
supposed to fly
that.
back, and they're like, no, you have to wait until Friday. It was like Tuesday, and it was like 80 degrees over there.
Okay, whatever.
It was awesome.
But no, the ice bars is a super cool thing. Each bar has different signature cocktails, and they get these people that do these awesome carvings in the ice. And St. Paul Fish Company, they have like a complete wall of just ice that you walk into, like a bar made out of ice. And then Cafe Benelux and Wicked Hop, the actual bar, is just made out of ice.
Wow.
And then they have like little fireplaces. You can roast marshmallows. It's a really cool festival.
So is it really there's a handle here.
There's a handle.
How heavy is that thing?
It was pretty heavy, and it was.
Is that like a pint size mug?
Yeah.
Because it looks like those German liters, but that would be way too heavy with how thick
with
that
the ice, yeah. And I'm pretty sure it was like a refill mug, so you could keep using it. Yeah.
Was it difficult to drink out of that thing? Seems
I
like
can't
too
really
cold.
remember. I was probably a couple couple cocktails in
Yeah.
at this
You're like,
point.
it was easy. Well, we're gonna have to check that one out this year.
Absolutely. It's
'Cause we went
super
to-
fun. It's usually the same weekend as Mitten Fest in Bayview, which is also super fun.
Oh, I haven't been to that yet.
Yeah. Trying to make
We need to-
winter super cool here in
We
Milwaukee.
need to hang out with you more because you know all the Milwaukee stuff. And not to make this whole podcast a Milwaukee podcast, but hey,
Well,
that's what we're talking about
where we're
today.
based. And
Yeah. So what new restaurant in Milwaukee are you most excited about? Something that's like gonna be opening.
Oh,
You're the
gonna
person who would
be
know this. Or that just opened. That you can't wait to go eat at. Or are there any restaurants that you haven't eaten at that you've been wanting to?
Yeah, have you been to Amelinda?
No.
So I've been trying to go there for a really long time. And then I don't know what happens. I just don't end up there, but I always hear how good it is and I just want to try it out.
What kind of food is that?
I think it's small plates.
But like what is that, like a ethnic food?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. One restaurant that I'm super excited about that it's newer to Milwaukee, new to me, is Momo Me. And it's a Chinese dim sum restaurant in, would it be maybe the 5th Ward on 2nd Street, like
Okay.
between Milwaukee and Bayview.
Momo Me. I saw a post of yours on that.
So good.
Dim sum. Okay. Do you like champagne? I see pictures
I
of
do.
champagne in
I
here.
do love champagne.
And a lot of
And
good
Prosecco.
breakfast shops too. Oh
Yeah.
my
So
gosh.
for those of you who don't know, I work 3rd shift as a nurse. So sometimes we go to brunch after. So breakfast is
That's the best.
a big thing for
yeah,
me.
brunch is the best if you're a night shift nurse.
Absolutely.
You can have a couple of cocktails.
Right.
Sometimes Janine would I would go with her to brunch like after she got off a night shift, and she wanted to have she likes the Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
She's like, let's have Bloody Marys, and then I'd be like, okay.
You're
then I
just
have
starting your
one.
day.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, now I'm tired.
Right.
You have one drink and you're just tired.
Right.
But she's getting ready to go to bed. Well. Oh, okay. Last question.
Okay.
If you were a food, what would you be?
If I was a food, what would I be? Gosh, this is tough.
That is a
What
tough
would you
one.
be? Why
If
don't
I
you
was a
start
food-
this out?
If I was a food, I would be oh man, I didn't think about this one.
This is a tough one. You guys think about this. If you were food, what would you be?
I don't know. I mean,
Breakfast, lunch, dinner? What?
I'd definitely be breakfast because
you would definitely be breakfast.
because I'm
okay.
a morning person. That's the reason I say that.
Okay.
So I'd be breakfast. So eggs Benny probably. Classic eggs Benedict. Every
Okay.
time we go, so Janine and I both love eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
And every time we go out to breakfast and they have a different type of eggs Benedict, a
Yeah.
variation, we
Yeah.
try it and
Yeah.
we're why do we even try that? The original's the best.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I just had
Except crab sometimes can be very good.
Okay. I'm on a huge smoked salmon kick right now. The smoked
That's funny
salmon
'cause
eggs
I
Benedict.
I was looking at that picture.
Mm.
That looks really good.
Le Rev, I just had a really good eggs Benedict at Le Rev.
Le
in
Rev? Oh, that's right here.
Wauwatosa. Yeah. Okay, but I'm still thinking about this question.
Le
I
Rev
would-
is good.
Probably have to be a side dish.
A side dish?
Yes.
You don't think you're special? You
I
think you're just a
mean,
side dish? Okay.
But I
what were you
love
gonna say?
I love the little small dishes.
Oh yeah, okay. What about a beignet? Is that what this is?
No, those are beignets.
All right, so
I
what
don't
side
know.
dish?
It's tough. Have you ever been to Cloud Red in Shorewood?
No.
That's some of the best food.
Cloud Red?
Yes, in Milwaukee for sure.
I'm just going to have you text me the name of these restaurants later. 'Cause I'm not writing them down.
I have a couple posts of, I've posted about them before. Anyways, they have this, this platter. Everything is like small plates there, kind of, and it's a kind of a different concept restaurant. They have this platter that's called the Peace Platter, and it's with hummus and baba ganoush and cucumbers and fresh pita bread. And I think that's what I would be because I love the dip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
so
dippage.
good. Yes.
Well, do you have any other things that you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. Just wanted to say that Milwaukee is seriously a great city for venturing out and trying new food. There's a lot of talent here, I think, with food.
I think so too.
Yeah, and just different kinds of, all different kinds of food. Yeah.
Are there any is there a stigma to foodies or a misconception that people have of foodies? Like people taking pictures of their food at restaurants and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, some of my friends that I go to eat with don't like it.
Uh-huh.
They get embarrassed. And I would never put a flash on in a dark restaurant.
Yeah.
If you are an Instagrammer and you like taking pictures of food, you know that the best pictures you're gonna get are going out to lunch because there's natural light in the restaurant.
Good tip.
Yeah, very seldom will I ever post pictures that I take during dinner, just because there's no natural light. And
what other tips do you have for people who are wanting to start like a food Instagram or a foodie page? A Foodstagram, you call it?
I call it a Foodstagram.
Okay, Foodstagram. I like that.
Tips: follow all like the major Foodstagrams out there, and don't just follow in your city. Like follow in bigger cities like New York and Chicago and San Francisco. And honestly, it is a lot of. It might not look like that, but it is a lot of time and effort because if you go to a restaurant, I have 50 photos of the same thing on my phone sometimes.
Really?
And yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's not like super time consuming, on an iPhone, you can take a lot of photos in a very short amount of time. Definitely posting. The hashtags are important. Like I said, following different people from different cities. Yeah.
Do you I feel like it's when I see some of these foodie Instagrams, it's almost like discouraging because their pictures are so good and this food looks so awesome. I mean, yours is kind of like that. We're but I guess that goes to show because you said you just take these pictures with an iPhone.
Absolutely.
I always think man, these guys must be carrying around these fancy cameras.
I mean, some Foodstagrams or food blogs, yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But
I'll do little short clips of my cooking, and I'll put it on Instagram or TikTok or something. And I look at some of these other people because I follow people to get ideas.
For sure.
And theirs are so professional. And I'm I don't know how they have the time to stop at every step. And they have a whole setup of cameras in the kitchen and stuff.
Yes,
it's a whole cooking show.
For sure.
And most of these people aren't getting paid to do this. They're taking time out of their day to do it for free. So natural light. So
natural
lunch is
light.
a good time.
Yes,
Maybe
lunch and breakfast are great times. Breakfast food photographs super well, just with egg and some greens and fruit. Those are all things that photograph really well. Also, I use an app called Foodie.
Oh.
It's an app just for editing food pictures.
No way.
And it's super cool. No, it's super cool because when you go to edit your picture, they have a ton of different filters. There's 4 filters for an egg, 4 filters for coffee, 4 for a beer. So it's really neat. One of my friends told me about that a couple of years ago.
Okay. I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that one out. Yeah, I was just going to ask about the filters. So you pretty much use that.
Just that, yeah. Another thing.
What do you think about people that say
That's it.
filters are like over, like you shouldn't be using filters because that means you're not a good
I mean,
photographer.
a filter is just enhancing
Yeah.
the color of the photo. That's how I see it. You're not changing anything on the photo.
Well, and also it's like, I'm not a photographer. So
Right.
what are
I
you
don't
being
have
so
the
hard on me
expensive
for?
camera.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're just enhancing the color of the photo, then I think it's fine.
Are shadows good? I see a lot of shadows in these pictures.
Shadows can be good. It can also not work in your favor. It's also, now that I've been doing this for a couple of years, you walk into a restaurant. Now I think, okay, where do I want to sit with the best lighting? I want to sit by a window. And at night, sometimes if there's a light shining over you and you take a photograph of your food, the shadow is just going to be in your food.
Yeah, because you're getting in front of the light.
Right.
Do you choose out, like during the day, you choose outdoor if possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not this time of year though.
So where do you want to go with all of this? Like, what's your, do you have a goal in mind? Are you just trying to grow it? Or are you just along for the ride?
I'm kind of just along for the ride. I went into this not really having a ton of expectation. I don't hold myself to, I have to get this many posts out this week, or my Instagram is very candid, and there is all of the photos are mine except for one. And it's funny because Billy's wife actually took the one that's not mine.
Oh, which one? What is it?
It's the third one down on the left. It's of the egg.
This one?
Yes.
So she took that and sent it to you?
She took that and sent it to me.
Or is that a brunch with the girls? Brunch?
No, that was at Zesty?
Zesty, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the spinach eggs Benedict.
Yes.
It's a good shot. I'll have to tell her.
Yeah. So a lot of Foodstagrams will have photos sent to them, or that they'll get tagged in.
Oh.
And that's how they beef up their content.
That
all
makes
of
a
my
lot of sense.
all of my photos, I was the one eating this food. I was the one taking the photo. So, all these people that have thousands of photos, you can't possibly go to eat that much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's something that I, really respect about my Foodstagram, and I think is fun, that it's basically all of my content.
There's an Instagrammer, and I don't remember their name, but they have like 5 different ones. They're all different types of food.
Okay.
And they have like 1 million followers on each one.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like awesome pictures, but it's the unhealthiest food you've ever seen.
Okay.
And they're both really skinny.
Also,
And
yeah.
I'm like, you're not eating all that
Absolutely. Food. I've also found that the more unhealthy the photo is, like the food, the more likes you'll get and the more comments. People love dessert photos.
Dessert?
Just
or
like
comfort food. No?
Not really.
I started doing TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I started doing that is because I don't know, I just wanted to like check it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun, but like I just put pictures of like cooking and food and stuff up on there, and the ones that get the most views are the comfort food.
Interesting.
So it's
okay.
either mac and cheese or bread, like sourdough bread or like whatever.
Okay.
But the healthy stuff.
Oh no. Yeah, it doesn't do well. So yeah, that's what I've found anyways. But it's
it makes sense. People see it and they go, "Oh, that looks so good."
Right.
So that's another question that I have. How are you not fat with all of this, eating all this awesome, rich food all the time? Because your stuff's not all healthy.
No, it's definitely not all healthy.
A lot of pasta and creamy sauce.
Yes, lots of seafood. Love seafood. Lots of coffee. I very rarely. Sometimes I do. Lots of cocktails. I know. There was a few posts where it was like 5 cocktails in a row, and I'm like, should I change the name to Cream City Cocktails?
Oh my gosh, this carrot cake. I love carrot cake.
Have you been to Buckley's?
No.
Buckley's has the best carrot cake in Milwaukee, and I stand by that. Anybody can tell me different. I would love to try.
Oh,
love to try others.
I love this.
But
I like to hear. I like the challenge, like the foodie challenge.
Yes, Buckley's carrot cake is everything.
Oh my gosh! All right,
you have to write all this stuff down, Billy.
I mean, I think I'm honestly just gonna go to every restaurant that you have a picture of because they all look awesome.
Yes.
Where's this Italian one?
That was at View MKE. Right after they opened.
I'm doing too much talking about the pictures. No one can see them. Okay, so yeah. Anything else you wanted to cover? You gave us some tips. You told us about your journey starting out.
Yes.
And anyone who hasn't already gotten her handle, it's Cream City Cuisine on Instagram, at Cream City Cuisine.
Yes.
And you could check it out. She's got very, very good pictures, a growing following, and a lot of good ideas for those who live in Milwaukee or who are traveling to Milwaukee soon or in the near future.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers. Yeah. Have some wine, and next episode, open up some wine before you start listening. So this is Billy Doherty with Ursula Fisher for the Cooking Husband podcast. All right. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, please subscribe, comment, and share this episode with your friends. Subscribe to the show if you want to hear more of these on a weekly basis is when I'll be putting them out. And I'm grateful for all of you listening.